Everyone, this is Peter Stone, and I just want to give you a moment on the streets of Thailand. So this is kind of close to the airport. This road is King Khao Road, and it runs parallel to the airport, which is over there on the other side of those containers. A little side note, I measure the economy by the number of containers that are stored up and not being used. So that shows that the economy is either fast or it's slow or it's rapid, it's moving in a good direction. So this is King Khao Road. Coming up on your right is the hotel, which is the Siam Mandarina. And that is the hotel that needs an outside rehab, but inside it's been rehabbed. And that's where I spent my quarantine, which I just left my factory, my company, maybe a couple of minutes ago. So this is really uncrowded traffic. I mean, the traffic is super thin. It's more like Sunday, probably less traffic. Sunday, 8:30 in the morning, you might find traffic like this. It's maybe a little bit crowded, but there's a golf driving range there if you do golf. I don't. And so these businesses are spread out along the road. Lots of little markets up and down the road. And we've got to get to the other direction. The only way we can do it is a U-turn. So the traffic is not really as efficient as it could be. There should be a flyover here. But that's all in due time, and it depends who lives on the road, right? Who gets the money? So I lived on one road, which was called Patanakan Road, for many, many years when I first got a house in a factory. And it was really kind of nice, really well landscaped, and they have put these gold lights up, and at night they have those little things that are sticking up to the lights, gold little arms, little decorations. Those are blue lights. It's really beautiful at night. But this is the local street. I mean, there's a lot going on. Vendors up and down the street. You want to sell something here? Pull up, open a table, start selling. It's rare that you can't. So there's no business licenses. There's no like shutting down kids selling lemonade as there is in the United States. I mean, that's really sickening. And if I choose to eat at a place that may not be clean, that needs to be my choice. When I look at my surroundings here, I've been eating on the street and in the markets for years. And I know some things to look out for, but today they don't have those things hardly at all on the street, which were these open drinks sitting in the sun collecting bacteria all day. This is kind of an amazing place right next to the airport. So if you want to know where the airport in Bangkok is, it's right over there. But this is, it's kind of hard to see, but there's a lake in the middle, and those are all hotels, hotel rooms, restaurants. They are function halls and all that. I mean, look at the work that went into that. I mean, it's amazing. This guy, well, I don't know who he is. He's got a lot of money, and it's fun money. And he has made quite a large establishment there. It's a high-end place. It's not busy now. I guess they figured from over there, the airport, that there's a lot of business. So here are the Thai roads. This is a road going downtown Bangkok. And I'm going to show you where I used to ride my bicycle out in a two-lane back country road. So that's Bangkok coming up. And that's Bangkok. Minbury. Chonburi is going out to the east coast where all the beaches are on the north end of Thailand. And that's the northeastern side of Thailand, is Chonburi. So they've got some pretty good roads. They're not really packed, but normally at this time of day, if there was more vibrant economy, these roads, not this one right here, but to get to this one, would be pretty backed up over on that other road that I just passed. So what I'm coming out to right now, this road used to merge right out there on the highway, and it wasn't safe. So they fixed it and put it like a back road, a service road. So this is the airport road. This road goes really out to the east. It's a new highway. I forget how many lanes, 5 or 6 lanes on both sides. And when regular business in the early morning, it's like it's backed up. Not a pretty picture. So the upside to a slower economy is like freedom. And if you're not out enjoying it and sitting shut in, then I don't know. The choice is yours, but I'd say you should take advantage of the empty roads, the clean air. So another measurement of economy I've always paid attention to, for some reason or another, is, I mean, they just catch my eyes. I'm like, I wonder why those signs are empty. Why isn't someone spent some money advertising on these signs? So when I left Thailand, pretty much all of them, when I left Thailand back in November, over a year ago, to the United States, all of these signboards that you're going to see, and you'll see so many of them, are empty. Just driving a little loose here. Don't pay attention to my driving, just pay attention to the signs and stuff. So all those signs are empty. Like nobody's going to try to advertise to people that aren't there. And I know about that. Like after 2011, my wipers, I hit the button. Anyway, this road here, down a ways, was all field, just like over there. It was all field. This road here is maybe 15 years old. When I first came here, nope, it wasn't here. Neither was that rail rapid transit downtown. A lot of stuff wasn't here. So these signs again, big, giant, empty signs. But I guess if I wanted to advertise, I could get it pretty inexpensively. So we're heading into Bangkok, downtown Bangkok, and you can see on the other side, there's like a bottleneck. This traffic comes from the other side of where I am. It's like a ring road, and they all join these two roads, and they didn't plan properly for the volume, but these roads were built like Boston. I don't know if you've ever been to Boston, but those roads were built for horses. And even if they want to improve them hugely, they can't. They're all just built, you know, really small and snug. But here we are all the way going downtown. This road is, well, it's the highway that goes from the airport. I think it's Highway 9. I'm not 100% sure. I forget. But that train is super fast from the airport. It's like 15 minutes downtown, and it's really a pleasure. And when you get on, there's food, and when you get off, there's food and drinks and coffee. And I just want to let you know that if you like fairs, festivals, and events, and I do, and I promote fairs, festivals, and events, and I tell people they should get out and go and travel and get on the right side of the table and earn money being on the right side of the table. Like if you're passionate about horses, get on the other side of the table, sell horse jewelry, and make money when you leave that festival. Don't have to spend money, but you know, that's if you want to travel, if you want to do fairs, festivals, and events. So one thing in Bangkok is this festive atmosphere where the spirits always seemed elevated and raised, and the food is like, you know, there's this eternal internal smile and joy that exists in the Thai people that I caught it. Ha ha. It is contagious like a smile or even anger, right? So I'd rather go on the other side and remain on the joyful side. I saw this mosque being built, 25 years. Everybody put a little in, a little in, a little in. But here you go. So this is exactly where I used to ride my bicycle. It used to be a little single road in a field, and it isn't anymore. You can see just such stark difference, and this is progress. So here we are going to a road called Srinagar Road, and that's like it's almost like another inner ring road here in Bangkok, and we're getting closer to the center, obviously. And this road used to take 2.5 hours because there was no highway. There was one highway in and out of Bangkok when I first got here in 1987. One. And oh my God, anywhere from 1.5 hours to 2.5 hours to go what now takes 25 or 30 minutes. The lines they really guide the motorcycle drivers, but motorcycles aren't allowed on the highway, as you can see over here. But people just pretty much come and go as they feel, but they don't abuse it. There's not a lot of motorcycles on here. But if you took a driver's license test here, and it's the same as the USA, but the rules are flexible. What can you say? The rules are flexible here in Thailand. It's still kind of the wild, wild west, and it depends what side of the street you're on, or what building you're in, or where you go, and what you do, and how you do it, is the experience you get. So, I hear when people travel, oh, is that a safe place? And, you know, some places surely are less safe than others, but every place in the world has an unsafe area. If you so choose to go to areas that are not as known as safe, and you choose to do things that will draw attention, whatever that attention is, there's a list of 1,000 things. So that doesn't matter what attention you draw, but if you draw the wrong attention, then you get the wrong, well, it depends what you're after, but you'll get the wrong adventure. You may get, some people like a little bit of a challenge, but I'm not going to go there. So this is a raised road. Didn't used to be here. There used to be just one road underneath me, and that's why it was so backed up. Today there are, oh my God, I don't know how many times more cars here now than there ever were. So the point is, when I first got here, there was a big divide in people's income, and either the cars were kind of like a taxi or an older car, or they were a Benz or an Audi, but mostly just Benzes back in that day. And so what has happened is, like you can see, all these new cars, everybody's got, all can afford. The government gave them money to buy cars to stimulate the economy. So here's an easy pass, and I like it because it's free. Hey, cool. I guess maybe between 1 and something, but it's not a big deal. I think it's 25 baht, like 85 cents. But driving down there, you don't want to drive down there. I mean, today, if you want an adventure, you do. But I'm going to the embassy today. because I got some stuff to do there. And it's in a nice area. There, across the street is a stock exchange. And downstairs is this, like, they have this really amazing, some people call it a food court, a market, call it what you will, but the creativity comes out in food like it always does in Thailand. So here we go. There's a sign there that's advertising, and this is approaching the city. And when I first got here, there were only 10 high-rises. Now there's 10,000 probably, or half of that at least. And when I left again a year ago, there was building, everywhere you looked were cranes, and there's still a couple, but not like before. Apparently some of the building has been completed, and maybe some stopped, but it doesn't really look like it. It looks like all the building that was going on is being completed. So some of the old, really kind of like relics. Well, that's a parking garage, but maybe it was a house. Hard to say. These are all the new buildings, and there's the D Tower in the shape of the D, and I'll show you that, which is kind of, well, interesting. And some architects call Bangkok Candyland because the architecture is so colorful. You can see it's not square boxes, right? You see the tops of these buildings. It's really kind of cool because it's not all boxy and blocks. Certain parts are, like over there, there's a lot of blocks, but they're rounded. And the thing is feng shui correct. There's a nice shaped building up there. So it's a bit of an art contest of sorts. This is a building that was owned by the government for the longest time, and they turned it into a theater, a movie theater, and entertainment center. And they're all open, so thank God. But here's a little more of the landscape, and that building up above, oh gosh, I forget the name of it, Petbury Tower, I think, something like that. But it's not really that important. It's usually got a BMW sign hanging way down and covering the windows, but it's a big BMW advertisement is essentially what that building is. Oh, a little bit of back up here, not sure. Oh, actually, yeah, I'll just do it the right way. So I haven't read this. We went through here. It's free, well, 24 hours a day, I guess. Oh, what they're doing is they're doing a economic stimulus on Tuesday. Monday, sorry. The king's birthday was being celebrated. The old king, and they closed the banks today, Thursday, tomorrow, Friday. So people, they were warned, go out and spend their money. So they're not working. They are expected to be vacationing and holidaying and spending their money, whatever money, that people earned here. This traffic is not typical for this time of day, so maybe there was an accident or something up here, but you can see the density of buildings here in Bangkok. All of these are new in the last 5 to 10 years, all new. So please, what are you doing? Just Yeah, you know, some people are a little pushy. I'm in the lane and some people push, but that's the way you drive. It's aggressive sometimes. But there's a lot of nice drivers, kind, and some overly kind to a fault, that will stop in the middle of a road to be kind and stop and let a car come out from a stop sign, which aren't good driving skills, but that's besides the point. So there is where from the airport, this road obviously runs parallel straight downtown, and that's the train station of that. Well, it's the train, the overhead rail, and I've never been in that. I've taken it a couple of stops up, but never straight into town. So these flowers that you see hanging here are sold on the side of the road. It's like a blessing. Flowers, but they smell so good that it's a natural air freshener. Sure beats just a flat tree with some stinky chemicals on it. So again, the little things. I was talking about that in a way. So they have these signs that help you decide where to go, and they've been pretty green. You see that overhead. They tell you, warning, it's green, it's red, it's yellow, the traffic's flowing well, or it isn't. I really didn't expect this traffic. I don't know what's up, but it's okay. So I'll do a little scan here, and over there you'll see a sign that Buddha is not for decoration, not for bars, not for tattoos. So Buddha is very spiritual here, and they say don't tattoo it and don't wear it as an ornament. And my webmaster told me that after I made some jewelry with a Buddha, and so I made a mistake. But I created it, and I didn't take it from their kind of sacred creations, if you will. So getting closer to town, this is a little bit denser. On the other side is Sukhumvit Road. Some people maybe heard of Sukhumvit Road. There's Selam Road, Sukhumvit Road. It's like getting downtown. And the old airport used to be going to the right. That's a whole nother story, but that took hours to get to. So we're getting, close to downtown, and there is zero traffic. It's amazing. Zero traffic. And I'll just take you for a little buzz through here. My wife, sometimes she gets a little scared when I drive. Rightfully so. I wouldn't want to be the passenger while I'm driving, especially in Thailand. But when people think New York drivers are crazy, if you really experienced Bangkok driving, and if you noticed, it's the wrong side of the car, right? So I'm driving the same side as you in London who just woke up in Great Britain. And I rented one of your cars and went to Europe and didn't know in Europe they drive on the same side of the street as the USA. So I drove 3,000 miles with the steering wheel on the wrong side. Boy, was I confused. So right here, the American Embassy is like over there. On the other side of those buildings. So I would normally go down that road, but I'm going this road, which is a shortcut, and lots of nice nightlife down this area. Sukhumvit Road, just a ton of nightlife, really nice hotels, restaurants, shopping. I mean, it is like really nice. It's very metropolitan. You can see some areas. I mean, it went from the old third world to the metro quite quickly, and the Thai is very creative. So when you go into some of the hotels here in Thailand, they're much more modern and creative than some of the ones in the United States that are, you know, like 5-star, 4-star hotels. But this area is renovated. Over there it's kind of like high-end area over there. That's near the USA Embassy and a few other embassies and the stock market. So it's a higher-end area downtown. There is the Queen Circuit Center. I'm going to make this U-turn, but it's they have their tobacco industry inside here. But on the other side is a beautiful lake and the Queen Circuit Center. So this is kind of like, this is the way it is. You get how you're going to get to where you're going to go by some interesting and unusual streets. But I know the back streets of Bangkok pretty much better than most taxi drivers, because they're not, most of them aren't from here. So I help them with lots of shortcuts and I get to where I'm going to go. But with Waze and with Google Maps, which Google Maps isn't that good, but Waze is by far the best. I mean, I've gone down streets that aren't streets because they said there was a road there, but they saved many miles by taking you through the back streets. Even in Massachusetts, I mean, it took me through all these little neighborhoods when traffic was really bad elsewhere. So if you're looking for a navigational app, Waze is like kick butt. And if you know anything that's better, please post it. Please post it. Here is not like America, where cars stop for everybody crossing the street. They just keep driving. So this is Sukhumvit Road. Do you see the market? Look, it's just a buzz. It's just a buzz with food, fresh food, flowers, dessert, delicious stuff. So I'm going down this back street, which is Soy Rom Rudi. I used to hang out here years ago down in this neighborhood. When I first got here, little adventure, find out what's going on. I don't really belong to the expat community. I just am independently living wherever I go. I don't like try to go and stick with Americans or stick with Europeans. I want to learn new stuff. I don't want the same old stuff. Like, I know what's in America. I don't want to hang out with Americans. I mean, I like Americans as much as I like anybody else, but if I wanted to hang out with Americans, I'd stay in America and eat at a Thai restaurant. LOL. So this is the back side. There's the Conrad Hotel. And some of these condos, townhouses are really nice. Of course. And there's some nice little restaurants, gem shops. But this is like, I like this area. It's kind of quaint, homey. It's not homey like out in the country homey. It's city homey, okay? There is a big difference. But I didn't live here for a while. I mean, I like kept a place. And in my travels, I came back to a place, did business from that place. I didn't live here 365 days a year. I wouldn't do that. Hey, Julie, Joanne, how are you? I'm driving through Bangkok. This is Soy Rumradi. That's the American Embassy. Right there. It's the back side of it. So this is an international tour here. There's kind of like a cool lot there. Maybe it's a school, actually. But I think it might be a what. I don't really know. Some snug roads. Markets everywhere. Markets, food. Food everywhere. Little restaurants in the bottom of houses. And like, it's just Bangkok. It's just so unique to be here. And they're building more, bigger, better. There's supposed to be like some super huge like park a thing going on here. And some nice little back alley places here. Really nice places. So I'm gonna stop here and I'll put it back on in a little bit. Royal Residence Park. So I gotta make a turn here, and this is Wireless Road. So over there, that direction, is the stock market building, and these are new buildings they're building. And Wireless Road is where the U.S. Embassy is. The UK Embassy is down on Sealam Road, and there's a couple other embassies on this road. It's like Embassy Road. So it's kind of a, not a super busy road, but it's got its quaintness to it, some nice restaurants, and so you see the motorcycles just coming and going every which way they want to. I'm gonna kind of like go against the traffic here. It's sometimes allowed. No, I'm not gonna take a right turn because that's not a safe thing, but I'll do a U-turn up here. And over here in this corner is a place called Lumpini Park. Over there, that I did a lot of rowing at, and morning exercise when I lived downtown. So that's the American Embassy right over there. This is where I park. This is the Sindhon building with the stock market exchange in it, to my knowledge. And there's, you can't miss it, Starbucks, place I never go into. And spirit houses everywhere you turn, keeping it colorful. So downstairs here, they have the greatest food. So I'm gonna stop here, and I'll be back.